Hey beauties, it's Fafa here coming to you guys with another video. I know it's been a while, but I wanted to do the anti-haul for you guys today. If you don't know, the anti-haul is basically a haul of products that you're just not buying, even though it's super hyped up on YouTube. And I saw Jackie Ina do it, Alyssa, Ashley do it, and I think Vicky Logan also did this. And so I almost didn't even want to do it because I want to have the same products as everyone else. But I thought I would just do it anyway, and y'all just gonna have to deal, you know. So I'm gonna list all of the info to my hair in the description bar below because I know somebody's gonna ask me. This is my first time with curly hair, so I'm like really feeling it. I do really like curly hair on me, so I'm gonna try to, like, you know, expand my hair horizons a little bit more, so you guys will see me with different hairstyles. Well, no promises, but I'm trying to like be a little more experimentative when it comes to my hair or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna also link the original person who came up with this idea in the description bar below because she's somebody that I'm not really familiar with. So let's get started. So as always, I put all of my products on my phone and I'm just gonna read it out to you guys. Because I don't have the products on hand, I'm going to probably put them in one of these spots so that you guys can see what product I'm talking about. But the first two products I'm gonna mention are pretty much the whole brand in general, and most of the anti-hauls that I've watched, because I've watched many of them from like women of color, have said the same exact thing. So I'm gonna keep it brief and short, but I'm gonna mention him anyway, and that is Geoffrey Star. I know he recently came out with a product with Manny MUA. Let me just double check to make sure my nose isn't running. It's cold in here. Okay, we're back. I will never ever use anything Geoffrey Star on this channel or in this life, ever. So if I ever get like big enough for when you guys like ask me like, oh, okay, have you tried this product? Just know Geoffrey Star, she's not one of them. And the reason why is pretty simple. He pretty much a long time ago, I guess some videos resurfaced about him and some other, I guess, drag queen was making jokes, and they were saying like, oh, let's pour battery acid on her to make her look lighter, and just he's said so many off the wall stuff, and not even just about women of color, but just his fans as well. Like I've seen him go off on like fans, and he just seems to like to be shady for views and for attention, and I'm just not really with that. And also I just feel like, even though I hate when people use the excuse that something happened a really long time ago to justify their actions. Like if you're going to do something that's offensive and people are telling you that they're offended, I think that it's appropriate to apologize. These are the people that buy your products. These are people that watch you on your channel. If they feel offended, you should definitely address that instead of being like, oh, those happened a long time ago, I already apologized, like it's nothing. I'm just gonna say one thing before I move on. And I hope it's not problematic or offensive to anybody, but just because you're a gay man who wears weave and puts on makeup, unless you identify as transgender, if you consider yourself or identify yourself as a gay man, you don't got no right to talk to a woman as if you about to do something, okay? Because at the end of the day, you are still a man. You're not going to talk about another woman in a negative way or in a violent and aggressive way. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you've been marginalized in your individual group. That does not give you the right to target or to offend another marginalized group. Okay. So I was really angry. Let's bring it back. The next product that I wanted to talk about that I will not be buying is the KKW. I believe it was from Kylie Cosmetics, a collab with her and Kim. Two reasons for why I'm not going to buy it. Now, in the past, I have had a deep dislike for the Kardashian family, just for my own personal reasons, and because they just weren't that interesting to me, and I couldn't understand why people kept talking about them, other than the fact that they were like really pretty. Since then, I have definitely toned down how I feel about them. I'm just really operating off of like a spirit of indifference right now. And aside from the fact that they appropriate from Black culture and all that stuff, like Kim's nudes, like she came out with nude lipsticks and the nudes just wouldn't work on my complexion. And I've seen swatches from people that were my complexion, like hand swatches, that again didn't look like it was gonna work on my complexion. And then I also watched Fab Coco Berry, I think that's how you pronounce her YouTube name. I watched her swatch it on her lips. Usually I gauge whether or not I'm going to buy something based on how it looks on her complexion. And all of the nudes look the same color, and they also were all super light. And I don't have anything for that. If Kim is coming out with nudes that work for her complexion, one could assume that they are going to work for her complexion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel a way or towards the nudes in itself. And then as far as Kylie Cosmetics is concerned, I just feel like that family makes too much money for all of the glitches that they have in that brand. Like, every time I hear about Kylie Cosmetics, I hear about empty bottles or weird brushes or the color payoff not being good or the liquid lipstick formula not being good or the fact that they are pretty much biting off of ColourPop Cosmetics, which are $5. Also, they're just really expensive, and I'm just not really interested enough to spend my coins on something that I could buy at a lesser cost from people that I actually probably like, or brands that I actually like. So yeah, I'm not gonna be buying it. And I know a lot of other people have mentioned this in their anti-haul, especially women of color as well, so I'm sure this ain't new for y'all. The next product that I'm not going to buy is another brand, Milk Makeup. I've seen this brand around on like Instagram, mostly Instagram. I know Jackie Aina did a video on it, and I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, but I guess I will after this video. But nothing appeals to me. I don't really know what it is. They have like cream, either color correctors or like foundations, concealers. I don't know. It just doesn't look appealing to me at all. It doesn't look like it will do anything. It doesn't look like any of the colors will be pigmented. I'm not really sure what it's about, so I don't want it. The next thing that I will not be buying is, I know Pat McGrath came out with eyeshadow palette. I saw it on Sephora. I think Pat McGrath is like everything. I know that she's like the pioneer. She's a Black woman, so I, you know, want to be supportive. But I'm not paying $130 for eyeshadows that look like every other eyeshadow that I've seen. Like, the only eyeshadow that in that palette that gravitated towards me was that blue. It was super pretty, but not $138 pretty. You see, like, it might be like maybe $40 or $50 pretty. I'm poor. Like, I cannot be spending money, that much money, on a product that I don't even think is going to be that good. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying it to take away from Pat McGrath at all. I think she's great. Like I said, I just don't really find anything like special about the palette she came out with. I think the packaging is cute. I like the little sequins that she has in her packaging, but it's not for me. The next thing I'm not going to buy is the Urban Decay Basquiat collection. For the same reason, like, I just feel like the packaging is great. I like Urban Decay eyeshadows. I've used Urban Decay eyeshadows in my videos before. I think they are very pigmented. I like how they, you know, apply, like all of that stuff, but it didn't appeal to me at all. Like, I feel like the colors were just ordinary colors that I would have had and found in other palettes. And I think with eyeshadow, if you don't have a color in your palette that I'm like, ooh, I don't have anything like it, I'm not going to want to buy it, because I don't even use eyeshadow enough to really buy that many products, and I don't freelance. So it would be no purpose for me to buy a million neutral palettes or a million palettes that look the same. You know what I mean? The next thing I would not buy is, honestly, anything from the MAC collection. I just feel like MAC used to be such a staple, and I still think that their products are good, but I think that they might have felt like they were MAC, so they didn't have to try as hard. And then all of these other brands just stepped up. And so now I feel like MAC is kind of playing catch up instead of being the pioneers that they used to be. And so I'm gonna put MAC on pause for a little bit. Like, any of the last collections that I've seen, I felt were cute, but they weren't like original, innovative. They weren't anything special to me. Like the Mariah Carey collection was pretty, the packaging was pretty, but the colors were regular as hell. And then Caitlyn, I wasn't gonna do that anyway. You already know how I feel about them people. And then who else came out with? Selena's was cute, but the colors weren't like monumental to me. They were just neutral colors with like her signature things, which I understand that they were her signature colors, but I just feel like MAC has to step up a little more. I will always respect MAC for who they are as a brand, and I'll never like ish on MAC or anything. I'm just putting them on pause for right now. And the last product that I will not be buying is anything from Kojendo. Honestly, this is not even like a new product. The shade selection of Kojendo was like 50 shades of beige and one like medium tan. Like, I'm really just sick of brands not catering to black or dark skin. Like, there aren't dark skinned people in the world. Like, did you forget that we exist? Or do you not care? What's up? Like, how can we try your products if y'all don't got no shades for us? How? We can't have more shades for dark skin, and I will buy your products. But that's it. That's the end of my video. I hope that you enjoyed this anti-haul, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.